for learning how to update the website. It's a Squarespace website. And for us, it's for our chef, so he will know how to keep the menus up to date. Okay, so if anyone else enjoys this, that's great. All right, so I had to set this picture up for a movie recording. Okay, and so here's how you do it. Starting. All right, so our website is on Squarespace, and it's a website with a back end. If you're not, I don't know what you're familiar with, or future chef may be familiar with, or whoever may be doing this, but this all has to do with how to get in there and update things on Squarespace on our website. So I'm going to start here. So that's what it's having me do. So basically I launched Chrome, and you're going to go to Squarespace. So just in here, hit SQUARE space, like squarespace.com. Now, sometimes, something else different happens. So you can hit, I'm looking for login is what you want. And we'll personally give you the login information because this will be public. But if not, sometimes I've tried just putting Squarespace login, because sometimes they put you, since you've never been there, they'll put you the advertising pages. So here we go. The Boom Boom Room STL at Gmail, and we will give you the code to get in. But notice I touched the background. I'm going to hit this button. I got a nice big hand. We hit login, and that is all you do. So you put the Boom Boom Room STL and your passcode, and that should get you in. And this is this is the list of all of our websites. So at this point, you're going to go to the Boom Boom Room, and this gets you what they call, if you've never done a website stuff, it's called a back end, which means it has a different view of the website than the public sees. So the way it's set up is there's a bunch of stuff over here, and you get to see the website, okay? So you don't have to really mess with any of this other stuff. Inventory, customers. This is every time someone signs up, we get a customer. This is our inventory. We can set up discounts. Pages, what you're going to be most things. Don't mess with the design. Design has to do with the overall design, and all this other stuff. You can have fun look at these analytics sometimes. But the thing is, nobody really buys anything on our website. They actually buy it on Ticket Tailor when they buy tickets. But let's go to pages. So first, let's go to the actual website. So I'm going to hit this plus button, and we're going to go to the room STL. And then I'm going to find it. And I just know that this pops up, so I can hit this website button. Or you can put this in .com. It says boomboomroomstl.com. So this is the website. Now, if I make this smaller using the thing right by the space bar and using the plus and minus on a Mac, this is it. Now, notice these are this is the menu. It doesn't always come up in every website. I think when it gets bigger and smaller, they disappear. So when people get to this is like a telephone size, they end up coming over here. All right. But I'm going to make it so like that, right? And then you could see these menu items. So if you notice, like About has no drop-down menu. Show Themes has a bunch of drop-down menus, and these are called pages. But this one is called a folder. You are going to be interested in menu, and we try to move the website around all the time because we're always kind of judging what is best, or if we're promoting one thing versus the other, or trying to make it the easiest way for people to, understand what it is we do. So we go to menus, and this is what we have today so far, because I just started this. So we have a little thing up here. As you can see, this is called a slideshow. Then I have this metal bar. This is actually a picture. It's not normal. This is what they normally give you if you insert a line. And this is text. And the reason we're making text instead of a PDF that we upload that you can see, or a photograph, is because this actually does a better job of being seen by the search engines. And you can also put, we could put links in here. Like see where it says chicken spendini. You could make a link to another page that nobody sees that actually says chicken spendini and has detailed list of allergies or who knows what else. So if you notice, this particular thing says pre-select entrees for the dinner show menu, and it's, so look, you always look at the format. So it's this format, this color gold, all right, and then it says you get this salad. There's a line to separate it, and so when you make new menus, you want to always have the same format. All right, New York strip is obviously underlined, not capitalized, and it says descriptions that are obviously centered. Another thing is, do not use dollar signs. I've said this before, and you guys keep using them. When you make menus, the number is supposed to be smaller, because if you use, let's say, font 16, you're going to want to use number font 12, because it makes people feel that it's like not as expensive. And dollar signs are triggers for people. So even though they might want to come, or they might want to buy it, dollar sign almost looks like a warning: do not buy, you are being taxed. And the price shouldn't. And so that's why we do it like this, and we put it at the end. We do, right now we are doing 88s. We'll see in the future if we do, because it's supposedly the number of abundance in Chinese culture or something. Anyway, you get down here and see where it says appetizers and desserts are also available on add-ons. This should be called a different menu, and this should be turned into a link. Okay, so that should link to the other menu somewhere else, or it could have this next could be our what do you call it, the a la carte menu. Okay, and it could, so that's what it is like. And this could say other items available at the show at the such and such menu. But the reason we have this is because people Google menus and food. All right, so here's our brunch menu as of now, and we have a brunch thing. So this should all be menus in this format and looking like this. Say underline, whatever. All right, so now we've seen how that works. And I have big lines to separate the actual menus. Notice this is in all caps and it's in gold. All right, so let's see what that looks like. We come over here back to Squarespace. So right here, if you look at show themes, it's this little button right here. These are all the show themes. Now notice we have ones that are hidden because they're in gray, like Valentine's weekend. Well, they're a work in progress. We're trying to get those going. Okay, now we come down to menus, and this is where you are right now. It feels like I don't want several pages of menus because it just becomes clunky. So we have the menus, and remember, everything you do on a page that the search engines pick up becomes a search engine thing. So everything kind of has to be done a certain way. And one of those things is, all right, is like this title has to be an H1 title. And you never want another H1 title in there. So you just have one. Okay, it's just how Google is reading them. All right, so to come into this page, all right, see how I'm cursing over and this stuff is popping up? Well, as I come over here, see this little thing says edit, hit that edit button. All right, now this is just like we're editing a Word document. So see this little plus thing? These are sections, and this tells you the kind of section it is, text. Now if I just highlight this text right here, all this stuff comes up, centering, all that. But this is a heading 1, and it allows you to keep everything really formatted the same so it doesn't get sloppy. So I'll show you these plus and minus buttons in a second. So let's go to the dinner menu and see what that is. Looks like that's heading 2, correct? All right, then we go to starter, and that's a heading 3. All right, so you're trying to get your pattern down, right? So it looks like all the little headings are 3s, okay? And the names of the items are, if you look, it's in underlined, and it's not necessarily bold, because it's gonna, and I feel like those actually should be bold now that I think about it. But anyway, moving on. The way Squarespace works is trying to make it easier for all of us idiots. Okay, so if you want to make a section on this thing, the way you're going to do it is, let's do a section up here. So if you hit plus button right there, it allows you to do a section. And so you can do text, an image. These are like advanced things. You can do a video. Spacer gives you some space. A gallery is kind of like this thing up here, which I tend to like. Image is usually like just one image. It's really difficult, honestly. It's kind of, you have to do a spacer to put it in the right spot and stuff like that. code, charts, all this other stuff. This is what you want to know. Line. All right, from the beginning, you're going to want to know how to do a text. Maybe do an image or a gallery, but you already have them. But image would be, learning how to do that would be for like when we start putting food on here. Text, for doing text, that's what we're about to do now. These little lines. And to put this picture, it's going to be an image, okay? It's actually an image called like gold line or something like that. All right, so let's do text. All right, and it came up with a little thing here. And once you do, you say this is some sample text. And you would be able to do whatever you want it. For example, we're going to highlight that. And we're going to take this. Let's say we wanted that to be a heading 3. But I also wanted to put it in the middle, right? Kind of self-explanatory. All right. And anyway, that is the text. But no, I want to go back to a normal mode. All right. So that is where that is. Now, if I want to delete this whole little section, I go like that. Let's make another line. So one of these lines, let's say we put a line above it. I'm going to touch this. And I would never, let's say I wanted a line between here and there. I'd put plus, go over here, and there's just a little line. Now, I personally don't feel like these are good for our website, so I feel like those are kind of weak. So let's get rid of this. I touch this. You're just going to pluck around when you start and figure out what's going on. So let's say now everything's gone, and as you're going through, sometimes you'll just want to hit that save button. All right, now we're out. So let's get back in here, make sure my menu is highlighted, make sure it's on that page, touch this background, firm believer. Oh, I double clicked and that worked. Okay, didn't know that. So let's learn how to do a gold line. So we go plus, and we go to image. All right, and all these images come up, right? So let me see if I remember this. I'm going to go to add image, which you would think would be a square. We're going to select from the library. And this is all these images that we have in here. And you have to find this line and then remember the name. This is one of my lines. But the line is a simple gold line. Here it is. Let's go like that. Okay, I highlighted it, it's checked. See? Hit add. Okay, and there it is. Now, if it was a regular picture, you could put a description. The biggest thing you could do with description is when you put a description, it increases like words. Like if I said, you know, the best menu to eat in St. Louis, Missouri, you know, then the search engine is going to think that this is about the best menu, but obviously the viewers might think you're whatever. All right, so let's get rid of this. I highlighted the thing and then hit plus and we remove. Okay, so now we got this format, this followed by name, all this kind of stuff. So for you right here, I guess we need another menu, correct? So we would probably do something like go back to image because you're going to kind of start a new section. Add the image. And we're going to select from library. Otherwise, you can also upload an image. So when you upload images, you do them there. All right. I don't know if I can search line. Hopefully. Yep. Line worked. I called it line PNG, just so you know. Touched it, highlighted, add. Right. So now I have this, and I'm trying to. Now, it's this right here, correct? So something you can do is right click, copy, okay? Now I have this format for the start of a new section, right? I'm gonna go up to this line, see this plus button, push it right here, and we're gonna do text, and I'm gonna touch right there, right click, paste. Okay, so now format. So now you could put, I don't know how to spell, so just so you know, I'm hitting caps and going a la carte dinner menu, and of course it's supposed to be like also bombshell menu. I don't know if we should call that. Remember I told you we'd end up with too many menus. All right, and then we don't really have starters, you know. Maybe it says available forever and ever, and because right now this little format was for something else, also available in the bombshell bar. I don't know. Also available in bombshell shell bar. Okay, now if you notice we have a line, so let's do a plus. Let's add a line. You're starting to get the idea by this point. I hope you're going, this is so boring because it's so simple. Hit plus. Now what I like to do is let's take something like this. Now this says choice of entree. I'm not going to take that. I'm just going to take like these 4 items so I get a pattern. All right, and I'm going to go got this. Where am I? Here's my a la carte menu. So available in the bombshell bar. Everything's misspelled. Whatever. We go like this. We're going to add. Highlight this. We're going to add a text because remember this is whole menu separator. Go text. Maybe making it over simple. Go like this. Now I can start. Notice how this did not center. So I'm going to highlight that. Put that in the center. Now, since these are like other items, you can determine if you need a description on them. But remember, these were like a side of biscuits because it's the breakfast menu, say. Just pretending, you know, and you can decide if you need this or not, you know. Delicious biscuits, all misspelled. You get 4. You get 4, right? All right, then you come over here, which again, I wish I could make these smaller, but I can't. Okay, normally you would make this smaller. All right, so then you're gonna say, you know, 588 or whatever it's supposed to be. And you could change these and then you have a format from which to work on, okay? So now I'm on a Mac. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit the command button and the letter Z. And normally that is undo on every single program. And we're gonna see if that even works. Yep, it does. So I'm undoing all this stuff I did. So how far will I be able to undo? Looks like I got to there. So I got to clean all this mess up. All right. So let's go. We're going to highlight. I'm going to hit this little thing that says text. I'm going to hit that. Remove. After a while, you become one with it. We're going to see where it says line. I'm going to touch that. Get rid of that. Touch here, hit this little thing here, right? Remove. All right, now we are back, okay? But this is what we want to upgrade. So this is the website, your menus. In a perfect world, you learn how to make it so the menu you do that you give out is the same as this, or the same formatting. And maybe it's not, but it makes it easier to potentially, you know, be upgrading. So this means also, like if you have an a la carte menu and we drop something, you need to like change it for that night or something like that. I don't know. Alrighty, so that is it. We make sure we are saved, right? And that's it. You would just jump out of this thing and that is all you have to do. So now, I hope that makes sense.